did do my best, but that was obviously not enough. Okay, let's adjust. This is best of 5. Everything is beautiful and fine. And I believe we start with the left bottom corner, where in the teal or the light blue, as Kuro would say, playing Protoss, we have Funhouse SmiteSteelUA. I believe he's from Ukraine. And on the opposite corner of Pylon LE, we have orange colors playing Protoss. It's NV CEEU dEuGoSS. I don't know, it's like Northwest Central Europe, Central East Europe. It's some weird tag, but it's a clan tag nonetheless. This is the finals of DeVoid monthly organized, community organized open tournament. Funny enough, this time we had quite a little amount of people. Technically it was supposed to be 8, but I guess people didn't check in, and therefore we have 4 players in the bracket. Me, myself, Agaska, dEuGoSS and SmiteSteel, and these Protoss players with 3.7k at high diamond 2s were some ass kicking, did some ass kicking for us both, and we flew out. Well, their openers are quite similar right now. I'm checking if the music levels are fine. I think they are not. Let me adjust that just for a tad bit, so I don't have to shout too loud and everything. There is a little difference, I believe. There is a second pylon going on for both sides. It looks like dEuGoSS is a little tad bit slower right now. There is more idle time on the opposite side, on the teal Protoss. But they both are doing pretty much similar things, and except now. So now we have double sentries and warp gate coming in, and there is double adepts and warp gate coming in from the smite. dEuGoSS is blocking the natural, and on the opposite side is going to happen the same thing. Pylons are dropped to annoy the opponents and block their hatcheries. Smite is going for Stargate, so he's opening adepts, quite similar to what they would do against Zerg players, only they would do everything on the bottom side. So it's pylon, double gateway, going for warp gate, and going for Stargate. The next units that the Smite is building are Stalker and Sentry, and these double sentries, one of them used the energy to make a Phoenix, while adepts were shaded to scout out the units of the natural. dEuGoSS goes for the double Stalker, goes for the Robo Bay, which might mean that he's going for Immortals, while SmiteSteel is going for Oracles. dEuGoSS scouts out what is actually happening, so you can see what that actually is building from the Stargate, and adepts are shaded once again in the base, and dEuGoSS is walling it off with a pylon constantly, so he's keeping himself secured. Who is a little bit ahead? I think dEuGoSS is ahead in making that nexus of the natural. SmiteSteel went for more secure way in milking the shield battery. He was supply blocked for a little bit, but he managed to pull out. Now SmiteSteel is actually using Oracle's energy to the maximum. 8 probes, 9 probes, 8 probes. Holy guacamole, there's like 11 probes down for dEuGoSS, so SmiteSteel did a big damage with that Oracle. That will put him ahead quite a bit. There is a little gateway explosion with one robo facility, and the energy was used of Sentry to send out the Phoenix to scout out what dEuGoSS is doing. dEuGoSS is like 2 times less workers right now. Did he move out? Yes, he did move out. He moved out with the Stalkers, Sentries, and he has one One immortal following it up. There's guardian shields. Probes are being filled. Probably because they will be used for defense. There were adepts in the main base. They actually managed to kill two probes, and now they are battling out with stalkers. They shaded out, and now they are going in with everything. And one immortal will make a lot of damage, so that's killing the shield battery. So even though the dEuGoSS lost a lot of probes and still is losing, there's 8 more gone down because adepts are shaded in and the Oracle is doing the magic. Will Stalker manage? Yeah, Stalker did manage to get the Oracle. That was 9 probes gone down. Meanwhile, the dEuGoSS is taking the natural base away from the SmiteSteel. There are 2 shield batteries coming up in the main base, and SmiteSteel is not recalling. He's asking units to move back. He has lost out of his production pretty much. Like, he lost two of the warp gates, and he depowered the cyber core. Does that mean that there is immortal? But I think it's stuck. I think it's stuck and it's not able to walk out. And dEuGoSS cleared up the army which was moving back, trying to repower the things. Repower the gateways and everything. And dEuGoSS now is technically still behind on workers, but he is ahead in bases, which is giving more energy, more chrono boost, and more ability to get more stuff out. I think in the gateway wise, dEuGoSS actually is on 2 gates only, and SmiteSteel is actually on 4. So even with the small economy, SmiteSteel still can provide more units and still slowly pump out immortals, which I believe dEuGoSS also kind of thought about and pulled back his army to his home base. And he sent 1 adept to just shade and scout out if the natural is going on. That's nice. Okay, there is a warp prism being made, so SmiteSteel is actually going to be aggressive one here. dEuGoSS is meanwhile probing up and taking more immortals up to be able to handle defense to his best of abilities. He's expecting to be counterattacked by SmiteSteel. I guess that's because he noticed that there is no natural going on, and he's shading constantly to scout out what his opponent is doing. So, and there is observer which confirms that there is a move out. Warp prism with the 4 gates on back of it. Adept did shade in to try to kill some workers, but unfortunately two stalkers were there. And now the armies meet in the middle of the map. There are 2 immortals for both. No, there's 3 immortals for dEuGoSS here. That's why SmiteSteel is pulling back. He's outclassed by immortals. And dEuGoSS goes for the glaives and glaives research and goes for immortals. He still needs some production buildings. He's doing 2 shield batteries. Just killed the observer with his own observer, so those are spotting the invisible units. And he's building army still on 1 base, unfortunately. Worker wise, dEuGoSS now is ahead, and he finally starts building some more production buildings, like 1 gateway and more pylons to get bigger army. So army supply wise, SmiteSteel is in front, and he is planning to be aggressive, and he is planning to move forward, while dEuGoSS is just securing the corners, probably where the warp prism could be coming in and trying to deploy some units in the main base of dEuGoSS. And he's actually planning to take the 3rd base, which is a big investment while he is under attack. There are 4 immortals for dEuGoSS, sharing out the damage, and it looks like the trade is going in favor of dEuGoSS with the Warp Prism Micro, but dEuGoSS lost 3 immortals, and there are 3 immortals for SmiteSteel, so he has a chance to do damage. There's Immortal build, what's in some more stalkers, and one more gateway is being built, while the third base is still going upward. Now SmiteSteel is targeting the fuel battery, and dEuGoSS is pulling the vortex. He's pulling the probes to tank some damage and being able to counterattack this push, while SmiteSteel is doing very careful and quite exclusive micro. All the workers went down, so all the probes are down, even though there is still 3 bases. For dEuGoSS, he's like, he targets the Warp Prism and Warp Prism goes down, so there is nothing to micro, and SmiteSteel calls GG.